What's the reaction been like? Because you've got sort of 14.5 million people watching, so I imagine sort of walking out and about for you now must be very different to what it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's really weird because people stop me and I feel like they know who I am, they know me. And I said to my husband, you know, this is really weird because everyone who stops me it feels like they know me. And he said, well, you know, 10 weeks, you spilt your guts, you know, you were crying, you were happy, you were laughing, and I saw all of your emotions in those 10 weeks. So everybody has a right to own you a little bit. So, you know, let them come up and say hello. And I've enjoyed every second.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
good.
Who's the? We read about Mrs. Marshall. Who's the Mrs. Marshall? Was she the influence at school that she helped a lot?
Yeah. We never baked in our family. Dessert isn't something that we ever had. It's not something that's common in our culture. So. We never had desserts, and it was only when I did food studies for GCSEs that I'd started baking, thinking, goodness, that's what an oven does. You know, it's not just for storage, as my mother would do. So, you know, I thought, well, this is, you know, and just the whole process, I just got hooked.
And you used to sit and watch her, didn't you?
Yeah, well, lunch breaks, rather than having my lunch in the lunch hall, I used to go in and she'd prepare for her class, and I'd sit and watch her, and sometimes she'd say, OK, look, I'll do the washing and you do a bit of that, and so I just kind of learnt off her.
So you don't know anything about her. You don't know whether. You know, I mean, I wonder what she thinks about you now.
I know.
She
I
must
wonder.
be so
I know.
proud.
She would be
I hope
so
she is.
proud.
I hope
she
she
definitely.
is. Shall we find out? Here she is, Mrs. Marshall.
Hello, Nadiya. I love to see you again. You haven't voted.
Oh, it's surprise, surprise!
Come and take a seat, both of you. I mean, wow, you must be very, very proud of her, knowing that little girl that was at school with you all those years ago to then watching years later her win the Bake Off in front of a nation.
Absolutely amazing. And yes, I am so proud, really, and delighted and thrilled.
And you wouldn't have known what she was doing until you saw the show, I assume. I think,
No.
hang on a second, I know her.
Because she'd moved away to Leeds.
Yeah.
And wasn't in Luton anymore, so...
And did she show flair at that time?
Yes, absolutely.
In what way? What was she good at?
Following instructions, which is quite important. The skills she showed in doing all the different things we did. We did avoid baking, and we avoided also Asian cookery, because we felt that we couldn't teach Asian cookery to Asian girls. They had their mothers to do that.
Yeah.
So we concentrated on traditional English foods, really.
We did puff pastry. We did puff pastry. I remember doing rough puff.
I don't think you made it. I think we bought a packet, and I think you made a plat. You made a vegetable plat or a chicken plat or an apple plat. That's what I've got in my book.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Well, we did something. It worked. Whatever it is, it worked.
But you did GCSE, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
So it is possible that we did do
We
rough
might
puff
have
or
done.
something, yes.
I remember rough puff.
Yeah.
Nadia, what's this like for you, seeing her after all
God,
this
this
time?
is bizarre, but this is fantastic. Because, you know, it was you that kind of planted that seed and said, you know what, you're actually really good at this, so, you know, do it. You know, you're really good. And the only times I baked was with Mrs. Marshall when we were at school, and I never did it at home, so...
Well, it's lovely to reunite you.
You must have a lot to catch
yeah,
up
got lots
on
to
the
catch
pair
up.
of
Have a
you.
piece of cake. This cake that you
yes,
made, we've
do
already
try
eaten so
this.
many slices.
Here, I'm going to pass
Mrs. Marshall, try her cake and see what you think.
Let's do.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Tuck
much.
into that. Have a taste. Have a taste.
I will. Okay, okay.
Get it off.
This is like back to school days when you tasted their food to
Yeah,
assess
what
it.
do you think?
I haven't put it in my mouth.
Yeah, go for it, go for it. Yeah.
Is it good? Yeah,
Lovely and moist.
Ah,
You
that's
find
what
the
I
depth of
wanted.
it.
We'll be back tomorrow. Bye-bye.